Hi everybody, it's Friday. This is our last literacy lesson of the week, and it's also the last one where I'll be teaching you from YouTube. So I'm really excited to actually see everybody on Monday, and I know that Miss Hamami is as well. It'll be really nice to actually do literacy in our classrooms again. So without further ado, we're going to make a start on our vocab masterclass. Today's word is peace. I'll say it and then you can say it. Peace. Your turn. Peace. Fantastic. Let's break it down into syllables. Get ready to clap. We're finding the beats of the word. Peace. 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 Fantastic. It's got one syllable. Well done. So the word peace can be used as a noun and a verb. I needed to tell you that first today because when we talk about the definitions, they're slightly different, and I think it's really important that we make sure that we understand what it is when it's a noun and what it is when it's a verb. So what is a noun then? What is a noun? Tell somebody in the room, what's a noun? Fantastic, it's a person, place, or thing. What about a verb then? What's a verb? Brilliant, it's an action. So when we use the word peace as a noun, we're talking about part of an object. So you can see the pictures here that I've got a piece of a puzzle and that I've got a piece of pizza. So it's part of an object that's made when breaking a whole. If we're using the word piece as a verb, it means putting something back together from parts. So I pieced the jigsaw together, because you're using the parts to make the whole. Okay? Now we've got some example sentences. I want you to have a think whilst you're listening to my sentences. Am I using peace as a noun or a verb in these sentences? Let's read the first one together. We can do our Kung Fu punctuation, and I want you to shout out our target word. Julie ate a piece of the chocolate cake. Bang. Is that a noun? Is that a thing? Or is it a verb? Julie ate a piece. Fantastic, it's the noun, well done. Let's read the next sentence together. Ready? I am going to piece together this jigsaw. Bang. Am I using piece as a noun or a verb in this sentence? I am going to piece together this jigsaw. Fantastic, that's the verb because I'm telling you what the action is that I'm going to do. Now it's your turn. Can you think of a sentence that uses the word peace? Super, I'm sure you came up with lots of fantastic sentences that you've just told to the people in your room. Here are a couple that maybe you came up with, or maybe you came up with something different. Ready? Mum's favourite cup lay in pieces on the floor. There it is. Mum's favourite cup lay in pieces on the floor. What suffix have I added to the end of the word piece? Fantastic, I've added the letter S. Mum's cup lay in pieces. So when you've got more than one piece, you have pieces. The dinosaur was pieced together from 119 bones. The dinosaur was pieced together from 119 bones. What have I added as a suffix to the end of this piece? Fantastic, I've added the letter D. And what do we know about words that end in ED? Are they past tense, present tense, or future tense? Brilliant, it's a past tense verb. Let's have a look now at some synonyms. We've not got any antonyms for this word, but we do have some words that mean the same or similar. So we could say bit, section, or shard. They're synonyms for the noun. So we could say a piece of glass, a bit of glass, a section of glass, or a shard of glass. We could also have the synonym assemble for when we're talking about putting something back together, when we're piecing it back together, We assemble it. We're putting it back together. Now let's recap. What's the word today? Peace. Well done. What does the word peace mean? Tell somebody in the room. Fantastic. So it could mean a piece of something, it could mean a section of something, or it could mean putting something together from its pieces. And lastly, put it into another sentence. Use the word peace in another sentence. Amazing. Miss Mannion had a piece of chocolate cake. Well done, everybody. So now we can move on to our literacy lesson. This is my story plan that I made yesterday about Jess, my character in my sequel to Jack and the Beanstalk. I thought it would be good for us to read it through together with our Kung Fu punctuation. Ready? Jess woke up and saw a huge beanstalk growing in her garden. Whee! Bang! She climbed up the plant and eventually reached the clouds. Bang! A friendly giant was living there. Bang! Jess wanted to be nice to the old giant, so she helped him buy a hearing aid. Bang! Then she helped him get a walking stick. Bang! Next, she helped him find a pet. Bang! Finally, she ran away because the giant said he would eat her. Whee! Bang! Thank you so much for joining in with your Kung Fu punctuation. So that is my story, and I've had to read through it because today we're going to be acting it out. So I'm reading through it to remind myself of what happens in the story. See if you can find your plan that you made yesterday and read it through. Check for any mistakes and make sure you've got it really clear in your mind so that we can act it out in a second. So that's what today's activity is going to be for everybody. You're going to act out your story, your sequel to Jack and the Beanstalk that you've made. We're doing this instead of writing it up because I thought it would be a nice way to end all of our live lessons. So, you're going to act out the story and pretend to be your character that you've made. So I'm going to pretend to be Jess. You might want to ask somebody at home to be the giant, or maybe you could use a prop. It could be something like a teddy or a cushion, or it could even be a cupboard. I've drawn a giant on a stick to show you. It could be something as easy as that. What I want you to think about now is what things your character might say during their adventure. Because when you record these, your audience, me and Miss Mammy, are going to want to know what's happening in the story. And that could be hard to do sometimes when we're acting out at home. So we introduce speech to help explain what's going on. So what things might your character say during their adventure? When they first meet the giant, what might your character say? Think about what they might say. Write your idea down or tell somebody now. What might your character say when they first meet the giant? Fantastic, well done. Now I want you to think about what might your character say when they start to help the giant with the first thing. In my story, it's getting the giant a hearing aid. Yours might be something different. What might they say to the giant? Tell somebody in the room or write it down again. What are they going to say when they help the giant with the next thing? Mine is helping the giant get a walking stick. So I need to think about what Jess might say to the giant to help him get a walking stick. Write it down or tell somebody in the room. What could your character say? And then lastly, this should be number 4, not number 3. What about when your character finds the last part? So in mine, Jess finds a pet. What might she say to the giant then? Yours might not be about a pet, it might be about something else. But what might your character say to the giant? You might even want to think about what your character might say to the giant when they decide that the giant is going to eat them all of a sudden. Write down your idea or tell somebody in the room. What might your character say? Fantastic. So here are a few ideas that I came up with, just to help you if you're stuck with yours. So when they first meet, Jess might say, "You look lonely, Mr. Giant. Would you like some company?" So she's offering to sit with the giant because he seems like he's lonely. Next in the story, Jess helps the giant find a hearing aid. "You would hear better with a hearing aid. I'll get one for you." So that's something that my character could say. After she helps him with the hearing aid, Jess finds a walking stick for him. "Why don't I get you a walking stick to help you walk around?" And then she finally gets him a pet. So Jess might say, "A pet would make you happy and give you someone to talk to." So you need to think really clearly about what you're going to say in your story. Don't worry if you've not written it down, because you can just think about it in your head whilst you're acting it out. If you're not sure what to do, I'm going to do a quick one now for you and show you what I'm expecting from you when you send in your work to the class email addresses. Okay, I'm in acting mode now, so I'm not going to be Miss Mannion anymore. I'm going to be my character, Jess. Oh my goodness, what is this strange plant? I wonder where it goes to. I'm going to knock on that castle door and see if anybody's there. Oh my goodness, it's a giant. Hello, Mr. Giant. The giant seems really lonely. Why don't I come in and keep you company? I can see that you don't hear very well. Why don't I get you a hearing aid? And that'll be better for you. Aha! Here you go, Mr. Giant. Oh, that's much better. But I can see that you're struggling to walk. I know. Why don't I get you a walking stick to help you walk around faster? Aha! A walking stick. Here you go. That's much better. But I know that you're going to be really lonely, especially when I go home. I know. A pet will make you happy and it will give you somebody to talk to. Let's go and find you a pet. Oh, what a lovely puppy. Here you go, Mr. Giant. What's that? Oh no, please don't eat me. Ah! There we go. I'm Miss Mannion again now. So I want you to send something like that to me and Miss Hamami that shows the story that you've created. I hope that all makes sense, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with. Don't worry if you've not managed to send it in, because on Monday, you can always show us, and that'll be really good too. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing weekend, and I can't wait to see you on Monday. Bye.